Hi, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads. Go-to meeting is a little wonky today, so my apologies. But it looks like we're moving. And this is the class for top tools to get more listings. I'm glad you have joined us here today. Let me ask it on the call if whoever's here, I know there's a bunch of people here today, who here has gotten listings with our system? Just a yes or no. And I want to point out that in the go-to meeting chat panel is a bar that there's like all these buttons. And I have one button that says more. I'd like it if you could find that button. And there are two flyers, and I'd like you to print out both. One is called Top Tools for More Listings, and the other is called Facebook and Google Ads. So I'm going to print up both here. I'm going to pull them both up so we can look at them together and talk through them real quickly. But you should print these and have these in your vision. Because if you need more listings, I actually listed how to get more listings on these two flyers. So let's read through them, because running ads on Facebook and Google can help you get there, right? Help you get more listings, no doubt about it. So can we get a copy of this webinar? Yes, you can. It will be on this YouTube channel right here. So I'm going to send this link to everybody here. I would save this. This is our YouTube channel. And I do want to point out that I do this call every 2 weeks, and you'll see here that I did something here, top tools for more listings here. But about a month ago, there's one here that says work your farm for listings. And I definitely want you to look at this one and possibly, I'll talk about it right here. 2 months ago, it says work your farm, print, ads, and email. And this is really important to be thinking, right? When I'm going to show you here are the top ways of getting listings. I'm going to show you ways on Facebook, but you want to think of it in a more broad, holistic way. And that is, you've got a farm market that you want more listings, right? And how do you approach that farm market? You want to hit them with print, with ads, and with email. And that's what that talks about right there, how you do that. When we go through the tools, you'll see that some are ads and you'll see some are print, some are email. But you want to be thinking of that, because you might be thinking that there is one magic pill to get listings. And there are multiple magic pills. But if you're using them all, you're going to have, I think, a lot more success, right? If you're lobbing one thing out there twice a year, that's not going to change the shape of your business. So let's look at it. Let's not start with this one, which is top tools for more listings. And I hope you print these. Let's start with the Facebook one. And I'm just going to read through it. And it says, hey, connect your Facebook account, run later stage ads for seller leads, pending ads, under contract ads, and sold. You can take your listings and flip them to under contract and sold and run ads on Facebook and get low cost seller leads with name, email, and phone number. Run PDF guide ads for buyers or for sellers. Obviously, if you're running the ones for sellers, you're going to get listing leads. Run landing page ads for sellers, right? And custom landing pages, customize them to make them fit your local market. We'll talk about that. And then right here, it says create a custom audience to help gather high quality leads. And that concept there is exactly what I'm talking about when I say work your farm for print, ads, and email. It really begins with you finding a list of homeowners with equity. There are great companies like Remind.com, like Redx.com, like Vulcan 7, like Coal Resource, ListSource.com. You might have some resource where you can buy a list of homeowners in your favorite farm market with equity. Okay. And you want them to have like minimum 5 or 6 years of equity, right? That way, if you mail them a piece of mail that's relevant to them, you know that it's hitting the right people. If you are emailing them because you've got some tool from us that's going to help homeowners, you're hitting people with equity because you bought that list, right? And then lastly, we'll jump into it. You can upload that list into Facebook. Now, I was just talking to a lady here, Sophie, who's a new client, and I was talking to her. She actually has a CRM with 3,000 leads in it. And I said, you should export that. export those leads, take them out of your CRM. Of course, you can leave them there and keep working on them and create a custom audience here, right? There's a blue button. She could call it my old CRM leads, and your spreadsheet should look like this. Now, I'm talking about her old lead, but when I'm talking to you, I want to make sure that you're getting a list of your favorite farm market and you're getting the name, email, and phone number and address, and you're going over here and you're creating a custom audience. So let's say your favorite town is Fairfield, right? And you say it's Fairfield Homeowners, right? And now when you're running an ad, you can target those people. And because you bought that list from some company that's giving you a list of people with equity, you're running the right kind of ad on Facebook. You upload it here. It does have to be 1,000 leads long. So if you're in a small community, make sure that it's at least 1,000 long. And the spreadsheet should look like this. It should have those headers, email, number, first name, last name, and then those columns of data. When you're buying a list from a company, they're going to give you 20 or 30 columns of data. Save it. You're going to need it for something else. But for Facebook, it has to be just these 4. And then you import it. And that lives in your Facebook ad account, right? In your Meta ad manager, whatever they call it. And even if you stop working with it, that's going to be there for you to target going forward. Okay. That's something that's on the Facebook and Google place. We'll go over and talk about Google in a little bit, but that's the Facebook and Google ad helps you get more listings. We'll dive deeper into that. I do want to talk about this, which is our other flyer. And the number one thing to mail out the nearby homeowner letter to local homeowners. So let's go look at what the heck that's all about, right? If I go over here to listings, and you can borrow a listing. So if you have a list, if you don't have listings right now, you might be able to talk to your office manager and say, hey, can I borrow a listing in my favorite farm market so that I can advertise and get some leads, right? And they'll say probably yes, right? And you come over here, you add the listing, you click market listing, and that's going to take you to all the things that we do to market a listing. And running an ad on a property that's for sale is going to get you buyer leads, right? But if you want listing leads, the nearby homeowner letter is the number one tool for creating listing leads that turn into listing contracts. So when I was mentioning that you can run ads on Facebook to get listing leads, that is 100% true, right? But what's the quality of those leads? If our clients convert 1 out of 70, some people convert 1 out of 100, depends on what you do to convert, but you do need a number of leads when it's an online lead. When you take a letter like this, which we call the nearby homeowner letter, this is a piece of paper. And if you followed my instructions and you got a list of homeowners from your favorite company of name, email, phone number, and you know they have equity, now if you mail them this letter, you know you're targeting people, not just randomly on Facebook, you're targeting people with equity. And it's going to say, hey, we just listed a home, go check it out. We're always going to say that affects your home value. And if we do that, let's see if I can move this thing here. Yeah. Now people can take this piece of paper to their own computer, type in that address, and land here and get their free home value. Okay, that's how that works. Now, you do get that landing page, and I want to say time out. You do get this landing page, and a lot of agents like to go out and run an ad on Facebook. They've seen this for years. They want to run an ad, and they think that's going to get them listings. It doesn't always work because it's so generic. It's not speaking to your area. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But if you mail this to people who have equity and you say, go there and get your home value, that's a very good way of getting listing leads. Okay. It's not like the Facebook ad where you're going to get 5 or 10 or 20 leads. You might get 2 or 3, but these are the highest quality leads because you're mailing a piece of paper to them. They're opening the mail. They're realizing, yeah, I do want my home value. They type in that wacky address and they give you their address and they give you their email address so they can have the answer. Not many people are going to do all that. Only the people who are seriously interested in the value of their home. That's why the nearby homeowner letter is our number one tool. Now, if you've sold the home, you can flip the property to sold. And I definitely recommend thinking about getting our just sold postcards out there, right? And you might have postcards at your company, right? And a lot of real estate offices do. What you don't have, though, are call to actions built into it. So I'm not able, yeah. So on the front, we have a QR code and a website that you can go check out this home for sale. On the back, there's a link and it says recent home sales have affected your home value. So go to that link and go get your free home value, right? That's really a big part of what Listings to Lead is doing is we're always telling people that affects your home value, get your free home value. So if you had postcards in the past, typically it's a branding exercise. There's your picture, there's your phone number, and people can call you. But if your phone is ringing off the hook, keep doing that. But that's not really what's happening when you're mailing stuff out. Uh, Typically, nothing happens. Here, you can actually, people can get some answers. They can go get their home value. They can go learn about the home that you're selling. What did the home value come from? Craig is asking, where's the home value? It's coming from a company called Onboard Infometrics. It's like HomeBot. Yeah, there are a couple companies that do that, right? And Zillow used to do that, and that makes all the realtors crazy. But we use a company called Onboard Infometrics, which is also noticed or seen as Atom, ATTOM. So it's just a data company, and they get pretty good numbers around the country. So just sold postcards are very helpful, right? Nearby homeowner letter is very helpful. Also, our e-flyers. So if you have a database, and I was again talking to this lady just a bit ago, she has 3,000 people in her CRM, right? And even this here that says, "Hey, I've got something for sale." If I click here from my email, I'm going to end up here, right? And one thing worth noting when you're marketing a home with our system, we're embedding what is your home worth because we already know that plenty of homeowners are doing the market research looking at home shares. So if they land on your listing, if you're using us, they're going to be able to get their free home value, even though they're looking at a home that you're selling. There are PDF guides. If I click on continue with Facebook, you're going to get my name and email. So there's a lot of lead capture here, and you want to make sure that you're using it. This is a flyer leading to all that. At the bottom of the flyer, it says it's going to affect your home value. If I go here, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to get your home value. Let's see here. The letter gives you a good reason why you're calling them. Yeah. Did you get my letter? That's exactly right. And so speaking to that, we do supply a database to call those people, a script, right? So if you're mailing a letter, you can modify this and let them know, hey, I sent that to you. Did that number work? Is that what you're looking for? So we give you some call scripts as well. Okay. Let's see here. So that's when you have a listing. The other area that you definitely want to think of is landing pages. And so let's go over here and look at this real quickly. And notice it says mail nearby homeowner letters. And so we looked at that, but I didn't talk about how to mail them. So we got to actually take a step backwards. When you go to the nearby homeowner letter, there right here it says Connect Express Copy. And I want to tell you what that is. First of all, click this button and turn on. I don't know why we make you do this. Is when you turn that on, that's going to grab the sales data from, so you're going to see, 30 homes sold in your area. The high is here. Turn that button on. We should have that on by default, but that's just how we do things. We're just going to make you do more things. So turn that on. Express Copy, that green button there. If you have an account with them, they'll mail out 100 of these letters to people with equity. Okay. And let's go over and look at in my account. We'll get out of Sophie's here. The nice thing about it is it takes 2 clicks. It's very easy. Okay. So I'm going to go into my account and let's see. And I'm connected to Express Copy. When we go to our listings and we go to, let's see here, we go to the nearby homeowner letter, we key up that there is this company, Express Copy, that'll do this for you. Now I'm going to go over here to our mastermind group while that page is baking. Let's see here, listings. So I've got a property that's just listed and I want to get the nearby homeowner out every time I have a property that's just listed. Now I'm connected to Express Copy. So if I click print and mail, it's going to connect to Express Copy right here. And we'll let it wait a second and then we'll come back to it. And what was I looking for? I want to get over to the mastermind group. So let's look here. Now, if you're a client, make sure you get in the mastermind group because there's a lot here. This is where Scott and I talk about the new technology that's coming. It's also a place where our clients are sharing what they're doing, right? What's working for them and what's not working. And so when I click on edit listing and I click get mail list, notice it's going to mail in a 1 or 2 mile radius, right? It's only going to mail to homeowners with more than 6 years equity. So remember when I was telling you, hey, go get a list from another company and then mail to that group? This is what you do if you don't want to get that list. Notice 100 pieces of mail go out and it costs you $185, right? You're sending that money to Express Copy. They're going to download this letter. They're going to fold it. They're going to put it in an envelope. The only thing I don't like about it is that the envelope is printed with a computer. So it looks like bulk mail, right? But it is addressed to the right people. So all you do is click submit order, right? I do want to show you in the mastermind group, however, how some of our other clients use this. And I want to show you Pat because Pat, she's been a client for more than 10 years. If you look for her name in this mastermind group, you're going to notice she's been getting listings with these letters for years. She uses them in condos so that she can get more and more listings in condos. But this is what she's doing lately. She prints out 100 every time she has something just listed, and she prints out another 100 when she has something just sold. This one is sold. It's got the data points of what's going on. But she does something I've never seen another client do. She prints on the back. She uses Microsoft Publisher and prints on the back of all 100 of these. And then she folds them and handwrites the envelopes. Now, why in the world would somebody go through all that, right? Especially when Express Copy can do it for you in 2 clicks. The answer is that she got 4 listings when she mailed out the first 100, and she got another 4 listings when she mailed out the second 100. Why? Because this is a handwritten envelope, and you're going to look at that, right? You might not look at something that looks like it was bulk mail, but if this is handwritten to you, you got to look at it, right? And just, it's a simple letter. It's not a novel. It's meant to scan and make a decision. And the decision is, hey, go over to this website and get your free home value, right? So there are a couple ways there of getting that letter into the market. Remember how I said you could do just sold postcards? If you've got an account with Express Copy, they'll mail it to the same people with equity. So that's very easy to say, hey, mail that jumbo postcard, mail it to people with more than 6 years equity in a 1 or 2 mile radius. And we definitely had clients that say, hey, every time I mail 100 of these things, I get a listing, right? That's a nice action to take, right? Now it's $50 for 20. It's $185 for 100, right? You choose how many you want and you click submit. Now I want to talk a little bit about that broader subject of we're going to print, we're going to email, and we're going to run ads. So when we're printing, I really think you want to be mailing something once or twice every month to your farm market. Let's say that you have that list that you bought from remind.com. Maybe you mail a postcard. Maybe you mail a nearby homeowner letter. There's another tool in the back of the home valuation landing pages that you can mail as well. But what you want to be doing is mailing a physical piece of one of our tools to your farm market, right? Then you'll also notice that we have e-flyers, right? E-flyers for your database. If you've got those people sitting inside of a CRM, like a constant contact or whatever, you can take the e-flyer for your database and blast it out, right? Blast it into that area. And there's lead capture in the e-flyer. You want to be emailing your database once a week, right? It's free. Any tool you're using from us are going to have multiple call to actions. So you're working that farm with email. And then lastly, you can go over to ads and you can run ads in that area. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to target an area. Now, on the landing pages, one of the most important landing pages is what is your home, right? We call it property valuation. Look like this. This is the generic version of that, right? And sometimes agents go out there and lob this out on the internet, and sometimes they get leads, and sometimes they don't. I want to kind of point to a little bit of the importance of Facebook and landing pages, and also, why it doesn't work, right? So this is a little town by me called Orinda, and I'm going to type in my zip code, and I'm going to click create ad. I'm going to leave it on lead ads because I like leads with name, email, and phone number. Okay. And when I click that, it's going to write the ad on Facebook. Now, you may not know this, but Orinda is a small town next to me. It's got about 24,000 people. Okay. And it's in the middle of the Bay Area, and there are millions of people here. So the problem with Facebook, depending on where you're sitting, is that you cannot just target those people. I don't know how long you've been using Facebook. You could literally target women who made more than 100 grand and lived in a zip code. You could do so much targeting. It was amazing. Facebook got sued by HUD because agents and lenders started running illegal ads. And now all that is stripped away. And so you can only run an ad with a 15-mile radius. Let me show you what that means in my neck of the woods. And you got to think of this in yours, right? And let me show you why this ad will not work by just typing in Orinda. So I can create a page that has a local landmark. The page there is the Orinda Theater, right? It's probably 100 years old. That's an old movie theater right there, right? You can see we're surrounded by hills over here, right? So if I go here and I look at Orinda on a map, let me explain to you why this might not work. If I back out right here, every city on this map is going to be, that's a 15-mile radius of Orinda. Okay, there's only 22,000 people that live here. There's more than 1 million people that live in this radius. That means that I am showing an ad to all these people that this has no value for. That's why this often doesn't work, and people get one lead or two leads and they don't know what the heck is going on. That's why I'm telling you, get a list of homeowners with equity from somebody and go to Facebook, go to our account here, your account, click create audience, and create an audience called Orinda Homeowners, right? Or whatever the name of your town is, your number one farm market. Got to look like this. I mentioned that. It's going to live in your Facebook account so that when you decide, hey, I want to run that ad on Orinda or whatever my town is, I can choose the landing page that I want people to recognize. You click create an ad. And now when I do it, instead of doing a 15-mile radius, I can click this button that says retarget custom audience and type in the name of my audience, right? So I've got a custom audience here and publish. And now it's only going to hit the people on that list, right? When you run a 15-mile radius, you already know you're hitting people that are not even, in the cities you're focused on. But also, like, you could be targeting people that just work there, right? Or they go to school there, whatever. It's not even people that own a home there. So Facebook is not that useful when you're running this kind of ad, a home valuation about your town. That's why I go into that long story. It's that you can target these people with your custom list on Facebook. You can target them with your mailing on like the Nearby Homeowner letter and the Just Sold postcard. And you can email them, right? There are lots of tools. So there's always, if we go look at the landing page, there's always a tool to email. So whatever landing page you create, you're going to have that kind of tool. Let's go look over here. I don't know if I can find the Orinda one, but I got one here for Livermore. And if you click on marketing tools, every one of our landing pages has an e-flyer for your database. That's the e-flyer for your CRM. You could, drop there. I'll click on e-flyer for your database. You can copy the code. And when you copy the code, you're copying this bizarre stuff called HTML code, right? And you're going to take it to your CRM and you're going to paste in that HTML. And then once it's there, you're going to click this button so it looks nice and pretty. And then you're going to send it in your CRM, right? So you want to email your database once a week, twice a month, you decide, right? Depending on how many leads. If you've got 100 leads or 200 leads, maybe once a month. If you've got thousands of leads, once a week is definitely recommended, right? So you've got email tools on the landing pages. You've also got PDF guides. And PDF guides, I don't know if you know this, there are 80 of these things for you. They're all about 5 or 6 pages long. Half of them are for home buyers and half of them are for home sellers. Okay. So if you click on home sellers, all 40 of them are going to be lined up and you can decide, oh, I want to run an ad, right? Or maybe I wanted to get an e-flyer for one of these because I want to hit my CRM once a week. So I could do that. Or there's a print flyer or door hanger, right? So there's print tools, there's Facebook. I want to point out that there's Google, and Google is an add-on to our system. It's $30 a month. And if you're definitely in the market to have more listings, you need to have a serious think about Google. Okay. And this is 12 mistakes to avoid. And you could type in Orinda, right? And this would target people who live there. All right. And it's a $50 a day ad for 7 days. So that means you could potentially spend $350. Now, I want to show you in the mastermind group, somebody did exactly that. They ran an ad on that PDF guide on Google. Can't remember his name. I think it's Tom. And he gets a listing from that. And there's a big reason why Google is so much more important than Facebook. When we run ads on Facebook, Facebook is the number 3 website in the country. All right. And it's great. 70% of American adults spend 40 minutes every day looking at Facebook. So here's a guy here, Tommy, who says, I ran a PDF guide, 12 mistakes avoid, and got a listing. If you read the notes, you'll realize that he actually ran the ad on Google. It was this one here. So how did he do that? He just clicked Google ad and we wrote the ad for him, right? So I want to segue a little bit into Google. And so you can talk about whatever town you want. I'm going to say Orinda. And click publish. And that's all he did to get that lead. He did do something that kind of blew me away. He changed his daily budget to $10 a day. And we put it at $50 a day. And here's why, because we default to you're running buyer leads or you're running seller leads. And what we know is that if you're running a home valuation page ad in Dallas, Texas, each lead costs $30 each. And we have a lot of clients in New York, and you probably could imagine that everything is more expensive in New York, right? We don't know what the lead cost for one seller lead is in Manhattan, but it's probably more than $30. I know that in Pennsylvania, it's $22 each. I know that in Utah, it's $17. Maybe where you're sitting, a seller lead is $10. This guy went out and ran an ad like this on that PDF guide for $10 a day, and he got a listing lead from that, a listing from that. So there's a reason why Google is more expensive. It's the number 1 website in the country. Okay, number 1. 86% of all questions on the internet are asked on Google. Okay. And those might be questions like, what does it cost to sell my home? What's the tax? How do I sell my home? And you see these people who are sponsored here. How the heck do they get there? On page 1 of Google, right? There's an argument to be made that if you have a website and you're on page 5 or 10 of Google, you might as well not be on the internet because nobody's going to find you. Page 1, page 2 is about as far as we go. And these are responding to the keywords. So if I type in these words up here, our ads are responding to those words. So you're paying for that, right? That's why your ad is popping up. And that's an important thing to know how to do on Google because 86% of all questions are there. Now, just for our education, you don't need to do this when you're running an ad. We put in all the keywords that people are using in your market right now. We also write all of these headlines because you have to write multiple headlines so Google can rotate those to see what's the best one. And you need to have multiple descriptions, and we do that for you too, right? We make it very easy to be competitive on the number 1 website in the internet, and that's Google. And depending on where you are with us, maybe you're a new client, maybe you don't want to use Google just yet. You can definitely get listing leads from Facebook, and you can get listing leads from our print and our e-flyers, right? So let's go through and make sure we understand Facebook. And if you have questions, let me know, right? Let me know now, because I think I'm almost to about the last thing. I want to show you on Facebook the kinds of ads that you can run and talk about the cost of leads. And then I want to talk about our dashboard, which is going to make life, I think, a heck of a lot easier for you. So I'm waiting to get to the ads page. Go look over here and see what else do I want to look at? Oh, the dashboard. Yeah. So while the ad page is baking, the dashboard, I want you to all keep your eye on this. When you log in, it should drop you here. And like I said, we've been doing this listings to leads for 14 years. It's pretty tough, honestly, to survive in this industry for 14 years and grow, but we've been doing it. And we've been doing it because we build tools that actually work and capture leads for our clients. And they like that. But the challenge is that some of these tools, even the most important tools, are buried 3 or 4 pages deep. And this dashboard is the place that we're making those tools available to you on one page. And so you see this section here that says create ad. This is a Facebook ad. And if you're trying to get listings because you're clicked on generate seller lead, this ad section is going to be at the top because we know that Facebook or ads is one of the best ways to go. And the ads that you can run to get seller leads will be pre-populated there for you. Then your listings will be here. And if your listings are later stage, like pending or sold, you can use these to market to get seller leads. So we're going to have those teed up for you. And then we're going to have landing pages like home valuation and the marketing plan landing pages and iBuyers. And then we're going to have PDF guides. And these are all the ways to get seller leads. And as I drag you through this navigation bar on the left, I'm showing you where they are. But in the next couple of weeks, all of those tools are going to be sitting right here for you to get sellers. If you want buyers, all the tools will be right here. There's going to be a couple of other tabs that are pretty exciting, but I'm going to wait to talk about those. But keep an eye on generating seller leads, because I think by the end of this month, August, this thing's going to be tightened up and you're going to be able to work from right here, and everything that you need is going to be dropped right in your lap for you to go out and run ads. And so that's the dashboard, but I do want to go back to the ad section and finish up here. So for Facebook, if you run an ad on a home that is sold or pending, you're going to leave it with lead ad. So we get name, email, phone number. If you run this ad, you're going to get leads for probably on average about $7 each. You can see it says this home is sold, that affects your home value. Click here to get your home value. Real simple. Click publish. That's working right now all over the country. One of the easiest ways of getting seller leads is running ads on sold properties. You can even even if you sold it a month or two ago, you can do that. Even if you want to borrow a listing because it's in a neighborhood or a farm market that you want, but you don't actually have a listing there, you could borrow one that's sold and run that ad and get that kind of lead. You can also, from the ads page, run PDF guide ads on Facebook. You know that there are 40 for homeowners. So you can do that. Those leads on average cost $10 each. Okay. And then, you know how I was showing you the Orinda home value ad? Though, when you create a landing page for whatever your favorite farm market is and you run an ad on Facebook, those leads often cost $12 to $15 each. Okay. And that makes them the most expensive leads on Facebook, right? If you can spend $7 a lead on a sold ad and 15 on a home valuation page ad, well, your money goes further with sold ads. I do think I definitely recommend that you're running home valuation ads because you're letting a few thousand people know that you can actually deliver a home value. And that's just your branding, right? I'm going to run one here for Livermore and click create. So you create the landing page for instant home value. You run an ad here. It'll be a $50 for 7-day ad. And you're probably going to be paying $12 to $15 each per lead. So if it's $12, you'll get 4 leads. If it's 15, you're going to get 3 leads. You divide that lead cost. And the lead cost is always showing on the ad page. That sort of reflects back. So those are the ways of running ads on Facebook. And don't forget, you can actually target those people by using, your custom audiences. So you're really targeting people with homeowners, with equity. And then you're using our flyers. There are flyers behind every listing. There are flyers behind every landing page, and there are e-flyers behind every PDF guide. And there are 40 PDF guides for homeowners. So you've got a lot of ways to reach out to your farm markets, including landing pages, which could offer homes sold near you, empty nester, and what is your home worth, right? So those are the tools that you can use. I want to remind you that you all have this available to you. You can download this flyer. I recommend that you print this and leave it on your desk because I think you're going to need more leads, more listings going forward. The NAR settlement is baking into the industry. And if you want more listings, you want to be using this cheat sheet consistently throughout the year. If you need help with any of this, you can join us on our call. I want to remind you, there's even a link to our YouTube channel there. I cover this topic, how to get more listings, every 2 weeks. And then I'm also talking about Facebook and Google ads. And as you now know, lots of ways to get seller leads on Facebook and Google. I did that 3 days ago, right? So check in on our YouTube channel to make sure you understand this page and that you're utilizing all the tools here to get more listings. I don't see any more questions. So thanks for joining me here today. This call has been recorded. We're going to have it up on the mastermind group. We're going to have it on our YouTube channel either later today or tomorrow. If you have any questions, let me know right now. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of the summer and we'll talk soon.